So many people with pec pain when they chest press just stop pressing for a while. And as we know, that's a stupid approach. The thing that no one's telling you is it could be purely just a positional issue and not an actual tissue issue. And I'm going to prove that the next 4 or 5 minutes, so stick around. So in case you've been living under a rock, I'm TJ. I work with athletes around the world, getting them out of pain, making them stronger and perform better. I'm also known for fixing the unfixable. So if you're a powerlifter, an avid gym goer, or you enjoy a good chest press or bench press, what I'm about to show you could change your training when it comes to dealing with pain in this situation. So sometimes you're chest pressing, flat chest press, and at the bottom here you go to press, and ooh, you get this pain in your pec. So you go to an incline position, and you're like, oh shit, no pain. So now you're confused. Is it the muscle? Is it the shoulder? Am I fucked? By statistics, you're probably not fucked, so we can lose that one. But something specific is being loaded in one position and not the other. And once you understand this, you can actually fix it and avoid not pressing again. So on a flat press, your humerus tracks not quite perpendicular, but definitely more perpendicular than parallel. So in this position, you're now in a fully stretched position under load. So the majority of that load is now running onto your lower fibers of your pec or your sternal head. And if you're someone that retracts the shoulder blades and depresses, you're going to open the chest out even more, which actually increases the amount of stretch happening at the sternal head. And when you go to incline, because your whole torso changes, the entire movement changes in terms of the load spread. We're up here now, instead of the equivalent would have been there. So it's not a massive range, but it's noticeable enough. So at this point, the stretch now shifts more to the clavicle head of the pec and less on the sternal head. So the pec's still getting loaded, but the actual load spread has moved a bit away from the lower part to the upper part. And on top of that, your anterior delt comes into play more in an incline position than a flat press, meaning the net load on the pec is now less. Because you have other muscles coming more into play, load spread across more tissues. So the net result is it's the same movement pattern, but a different load or stress profile, if you will. One hurts, one doesn't. So all I want you to take from this is incline press isn't a consolation prize for not being able to flat press. What it is data, and it's a bit of a diagnostics tool. Because by that change in movement, we know the load is spread, but the pain isn't there. So therefore, when we've moved load from one tissue and pain disappears, we can start reducing our options as to what the problem is. So it's telling you that the pec as a whole isn't completely fucked. Because the upper portion taking load doesn't give you pain, therefore the actual entire pec isn't really necessarily the problem. So it tells you this is a position-specific loading issue, which can be worked around. So obviously you don't need to stop pressing, you need to press from where the pain isn't and work backwards from there. So here's how I would sequence it. You incline this position that's pain-free, drop it to the next one, to the next one, and you'll be back at flat. Now, the idea is you can drop it a notch on your bench, maybe every second or third session, as and how it feels each time. Of course, you can also flare your elbows more or less. You can also widen the grip, widen the hand position as well, and flirt with what works and what doesn't from that perspective. The entire time you're still loading the pec, just in a slight different position, but the stimulus will still be there. So something I always preach, pain is information. Don't be afraid of it. It helps you figure out what's going on and where you are each session. Not doing it with any pain means you actually don't know where you are relative to that issue until you go into that range. So you have to flirt with it now and again as more data to where we are from where we were. If you need a structure plan to get around your pain or a structure plan to increase your performance and your strength, just drop me a DM on Instagram at TJPainFree over here and we'll chat about it.